Damien, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Awesome. We haven't heard much from you the entire summer. Seems like you took a little hiatus away from social media. What happened? Are you ready to be back now?
Honestly, I've just been taking a lot of time for myself, trying to get ready for this next fight. I've been trying to switch jobs. This summer was actually my last summer in my college bachelor's degree. So, transitioning from, to being a college graduate and trying to find a job that, reflects my degree has been, kind of rough. I got a legal studies degree, but I haven't been able to find any jobs in that area right now. So, just been focused on that really.
Got you. You said Nate Bernard will be a problem when he gets more experience in the sport. And kind of comes into his own. Why do you believe that this is your time and not his right now?
Honestly, I just think it's an experience game. Just watching his fight with Dwayne, he definitely has a lot of areas where he could work on to improve, and it's simply just experience. As I said, like he hasn't gone distance, he hasn't had multiple matches. The most he's been slapped was against Dwayne, which is two times. I've been slapped way more than that by now, so it's really going to play a factor when it comes to this match.
Do you think Nate is underestimating you in this match?
Honestly, yeah, to be fair, if I was in his shoes, I probably would too. He won his last two fights by knockout. He's bigger, he weighs more. So, just looking at the stats, it looks like he's going to have an easy win. So, I don't blame him for thinking it's going, underestimate me a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, the betting lines have you as a small favorite, kind of minus 130, minus 145. Do you think that's fair considering what you've done in the sport?
Honestly, I don't really pay attention to the betting lines because they never really reflect how the fights are going to go. Because all my last fights, I've been the underdog, and I don't understand how they see that, especially when I was going against Dwayne, being the assistant coach, guy with more experience. But it's not something that really is going to affect my mindset.
Yeah. If there was a pound for pound ranking in Power Slap, where do you think you would fit?
Honestly, if it was pound for pound, I maybe not the top spot, but I think I'd be at least top three.
So one last one. You bought yourself a Mustang after your last victory. Do you have anything planned if you get that win bonus this time around?
No, funny enough, this time I've already got everything I wanted so far, so now I'm just saving my money for law school.
I wanted to piggyback off that question. Who do you think would be the number one pound for pound?
Honestly, number one pound for pound, I'd have to say is Ron out of anybody. I think because he's a light heavyweight guy, but he definitely hit harder than I feel some of the heavyweights are hitting.
Can you talk to me about the face off? It looked like you guys were having a little chit chat up there. What were you saying to each other?
Uh, so we've actually like done a photo shoot with Face Off before, and we couldn't keep a straight face the entire time. So I wear the sunglasses, and I just as we were staring at each other, I looked at him. I was like, I wore these so we wouldn't laugh during the face off. He immediately started chuckling. So it was just a little fun that we were having.
I think since the last time you slapped, there's been some rule changes. I'm not sure if that's changed anything about how you plan on competing, or if that doesn't, you don't have any.
Yeah, and for a couple of the rule changes, it's really minute stuff about regulations on having clean fights, and it's really not going to change my strategy going into it because I always try to keep my feet down, keep my hits accurate. So for me, it's not really going to affect anything.
I asked Wolverine this. I know you're slapping first, so it doesn't really apply for this time. But do you feel like the champions should automatically get to slap first just because you're the champion?
No, I think if anything, if that was to be a rule, I think the challenger should be allowed to slap first instead of the champion, because the champion's already he has his belt. He's proven he's number one, and if he wants to keep his belt, he should prove that he has the chin for it. So, if anything, I would say that the challenger should be the one to slap first every time.
Thank you.
Hey Damien, how's it going?
Going good. How are you?
Good. The big thing in this fight really seems to be the amount of experience you have over him. Do you think that's really going to be enough to take you to continue to hang on to the belt?
Uh, if that was the only thing I had over him, it probably wouldn't be. But I also feel like I have more power than him, just comparing my fight against Dwayne versus his fight against Dwayne. Yeah, there was a couple months between those two fights, but I feel like that shows the power difference that we have and just the way that he took the hits versus how I took Dwayne's hits.
John was up here earlier and he was saying he feels he's one of the most slept on champions in Power Slap. I was just wondering, do you kind of feel the same way? Do you think people are overlooking you?
Um, if I paid attention to it, then yeah, a lot of people would kind of overlook me, but I think it started to catch on. Like people have started to notice that. I mean, I'm a good guy at the sport, and I'm here to stay as a champion, and I'm willing to do everything I can in this fight to prove that.
We haven't seen you too much on the social media, but have you still been training and has anything changed training wise?
The training's still been going on. I actually try to focus more on like stretching, getting joint stability and strength because I feel like that's a very important part of the sport that a lot of guys overlook.
And as someone who's been here since the beginning and has been through multiple rule changes, do you feel there's anything that still needs to change? If you could change a rule, would you change anything?
There's probably a couple rules that would change, like for example, stepping. In my opinion, if they keep changing what counts as a stepping penalty and what doesn't, so to me, it'd be simple just to tell everyone to keep their feet still, keep their feet on the ground, and that completely takes out all this challenging and having to instant replay the feet. If their feet move, they obviously stepped. So it's kind of simple there. But that's like the biggest one I would change.
Thank you so much for your time, man. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.